In this video, I want to share with you a few tips regarding affirming so that you can use your affirmations in a way that's both effective and practical. I know that not everyone affirms. I certainly have had clients who are allergic to affirmations. So if you are one of those people, you don't have to affirm. You can use any other technique. But for all those of you who are using affirmations as a method of manifestation, and I know that a lot of people do that, this video is for you. And the point of this video is sort of making life easier for you while you are manifesting your desires. And I also have a success story for you from one of my clients to sort of illustrate what I'm about to explain in the video. I hadn't planned to make a video about the success story, but I received the email from a client saying that my affirmations, the affirmations that I had suggested to her in the session had worked quite quickly, actually. And I'm going to share with you both the affirmations and how she used it. And let's talk about affirmations. But before I do that, welcome to my channel. My name is Anna and I'm a manifestation coach. On this channel, I teach the law of assumption as taught by Neville Goddard, and I also tend to keep it simple and practical so that you can take it and apply it to your own manifestations right away. So if that's what you were looking for, you are definitely in the right place. So please subscribe and stay for more. And if you happen to need a more personalized help or guidance with your manifestations, I do offer one-on-one coaching. You are very welcome to book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I will be happy to help you. So my approach to affirmations is the same approach that I have to visualization and inner conversations and any other technique, which is don't overcomplicate it. And here I have to mention both Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy. Joseph Murphy is really big on affirmations, but his affirmations are quite long. He has sometimes paragraphs of what he calls prayers, but he also calls it affirmations, I think, or auto-suggestion is also a word that he uses. It's all the same thing. So they are more elaborate, and he does share all his, I don't know if all, but a lot of his auto-suggestions, prayers, affirmations in his books. And there have been tons of people using these long affirmations with success. He has many success stories in his books where he tells about how people manifested using this particular prayer. And they are quite long. And there are some people who like to use long affirmations, sort of elaborate affirmations. I am not one of those people. I like to keep my affirmations simple and practical. And Neville Goddard, even though for some reason he's not very well known on current YouTube as someone who would suggest affirmations, but he did. But his affirmations were sort of the other extreme. He would suggest people to affirm things like, thank you, or isn't it wonderful? These are affirmations. And very, very short and simple. And I sort of resonate more with that, even though I don't use those specific affirmations often. A thank you will probably, if you're not in the right mindset and right state, affirming thank you will probably bring up questions like, okay, what am I thanking for? What did I receive? Which manifestation is this, etc. So what I suggest, the first suggestion that I have about affirmations, and I wanted you to give it a try. And I'm also open for conversation about this in the comments. So if you have thoughts or questions about whatever I'm sharing in this video, please feel free to comment down below and let's have a conversation. First suggestion is to keep it simple. But this is not a rule. This is a suggestion. The only rule about manifestation is that something needs to be impressed on your subconscious mind in order for it to be expressed. Everything else that we apply is stuff that we figure out what's easy for me, what works for you. People are different. So if you are more Joseph Murphy style affirming person who likes elaborate long affirmations and it works for you, do that. What I'm saying here is that if you find that too much and tiring, go with simple affirmations. I have a few reasons for this. One is that when you have this long story that you are affirming, there is a chance that you won't be able to keep the focus from start to finish. So what happens in this case, and I don't want to freak you out, I'm just explaining why I find simple affirmations to be better, work better, even be more effective. What happens is that some part of that long affirmation, you may be more focused than the other, and that's what impresses and not the other. And you can sort of control where you focus the most if you have a whole story that you are affirming. The best case scenario in this case is to have an affirmation that is simple but that includes everything that you want. Now, there are situations where I would recommend affirming different things because big situations can include a lot of things. So you might want to affirm a lot of stuff for self-concept and then this and then that. But those are situations that I work with clients and really make it work for them. But let's say you are affirming, manifesting, I don't know, money or that particular job or a particular weight, body weight, or whatever. Keep it simple. Affirm it in a way that you would speak. There is no reason to use big, sophisticated words because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are not on TV doing some show. You are talking to your own subconscious mind. And the simpler the formulation of the sentence, the easier your mind will get it. Just affirm the way you would talk to a friend. How would you tell them that you got this thing the simplest way possible? That's enough. It's effective. Something like, I weigh X amount of kilograms. I am thin and beautiful. I am this way and beautiful. I make X amount of money a month, a week. I receive X amount of money a month. That is enough. It's all you need to do is to give your mind the information that this is what we are manifesting now without making it become a long, long story. Now, with that said, another thing that I always suggest you do is to affirm with focus. For any one of you who have been following me for some time on this channel, know that I'm not a big fan of robotic affirmations or robotic affirming. That's still the case. I'm really not a fan of robotic affirming. That said, if that works for you, if you are having success with it, keep doing it. Again, what I'm saying here is not a rule or a law. It's just a suggestion. The reason I don't like robotic, mindless repetition of something is because I have tried both. Robotically, mindlessly affirming and affirming with focus. And what I have noticed, and every single one of my clients whom I have suggested this to and has tried it, they all say the same thing. When you affirm with focus, what you will notice that your state, your feeling state changes quickly. And that's super important because you might have heard that techniques don't manifest. That's sort of true. Techniques in and of themselves don't manifest. They are tools. that put you in a new state, in the desired state. And the state is what manifests. And what I have found is that when you focus on your affirmations, it's the quickest way to shift your focus. And apart from it manifesting quicker, it just also makes you feel better, because you go from lack to having, or to the feeling state of having your manifestation, your desire, and that just feels good. But that's also what manifests. So this is why I say it's super effective. And also the simple form of affirmation, I find that it's also more effective than the longer form of affirmations, usually because you keep your focus on it. It's easier to keep focus on it. And that is also why I often suggest to have few affirmations, one or very few, so that you can keep your focus on them. So the reason I suggest to have simpler formulations of affirmations and a few of them, not many, is because of focus. Now, to the success story. When you get into manifestation, you sort of go through stages, and at some point you realize that you can manifest literally anything. And this particular client is working on manifesting a few different things. One of them is career choices. So she's working with huge decisions for her life. And she has been in a dilemma for quite some time. Do I choose this? Do I choose that? Do I go here? Do I go there? Really, really big decisions for her. So we have been trying to figure out what's driving her, what's the limiting beliefs, what is the desire actually, what's the desired feeling state, etc. And what came up was constantly, I don't know what I want. And you know that when you're manifesting something, knowing what you want is super important, because that's how you know what to focus on. So when you don't know what you want, you can literally manifest it, knowing it. And I suggested to her, I said, session after session, it was like, I don't know if I want this, I want that. At some point I said, you know what? Now we're going to manifest you solving this. Manifesting a solution. And that is something that I do a lot. Whenever I have a problem, I no longer remember a time where I would fix something in the 3D. I immediately my go-to affirmation is, this thing worked out in my favor. End of story. Like, I affirm it, I assume it, and that's it. The situation always ends up working in a way that I like it. I gave her 2 affirmations. Speaking of simplicity. One is, I found the best solution to this, and I made the right decision. I said, go affirm this. Talk to you later. And because focusing on the problem, should I do this, should I do that, it manifests more of the confusion that you're in if you're in a similar situation. So we ended the session exactly 2 hours after the sessions. She sends me an email saying that as soon as she started affirming this, she got a vision that sort of brought her the solution to this. And then she told me the whole story. I'm not going to share details, but just FYI, getting a vision is not a must. It's not going to happen for all of you. So just because you don't get a vision when you affirm doesn't mean it's not working. This is just to show you that how quickly things work when you just keep it in your own language, in the way you speak, focus on it, and it doesn't have to be a whole project to manifest every single thing. And repeating these affirmations for her have been, I would say, life-changing, because she has been in stress of figuring out what she wants. Now she literally manifested the solution. So if you're having problems, if you're having two things that you need to decide between, manifest the solution. It's possible. It can be this simple and it's this effective. So this one was a huge breakthrough for her, and it can be for you too. And this is the type of affirmations I use for even the biggest things that my clients are manifesting, or even for myself. Simple sentence with focus. That's all you need. No need to complicate it. No need to overcomplicate it. And unless you like those, again, I keep repeating this, unless you like long affirmations, they have their place. But if you get tired of them, there are a few affirmations, both from Joseph Murphy and Florence Scovel is also huge on affirmations. And they are also very long and sophisticated. And some of them sound so good. I really like them, and I have been affirming several of those. But for me, I get tired of those. I want simplicity. I want it to be simple, so that also the reason I got into this simplicity is because a long time ago I realized that when you have too many affirmations and they are too long, my mind, for me at least, I'm the example here. I would constantly be thinking, oh, what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the word? Oh, what's that word? What's the word that comes after this? So my focus was on wrong things while affirming. So I simplified until I would just affirm the simplest form of that desire. And I realized that helps with focus. I can keep my focus on a simple sentence for several repetitions for as long as I decide to, and that's easy and it works. The takeaway from this is that it works, and this success story is just a proof of that. Another proof, I know that people have manifested countless things doing this. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you like to affirm, and if you have other questions to be clarified, let me know it all in the comments. And if you need any personalized help and guidance with your manifestations, please feel free to book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below, and see you in the next video.